Okay, so Lord of the Rings distracted me for quite some time. And, as usual, I have 2 to 4 projects on the go at once. I had my Nordomatic Explorer, I still had to work on Pirates of the Caribbean, Black Hole. Yes, that I've mostly neglected because it is the furthest from being completed. And I still have a couple tweaks left on my Pinball Magic. But Lord of the Rings is basically done. I fixed the Pirates of the Caribbean ship for now. We'll see if that holds up. And Nordomatic Explorer is done. So, what I also didn't share with you is this. I apologize, especially to Ray and Jay, but as soon as you turn right here, hot dogging is gone. It wasn't for sale, man. But someone caught wind that I had hot dogging and just, I don't know, made a fair offer, and I just thought about it. I gave him, I thought about it for 24 hours. I told him, no, I think I can't let it go. I got to keep it. And then his offer got a little more fair. And I'm like, oh, man, really? And if it weren't for space, then I would have probably never sold it. But I don't have unlimited space, so this means that I can set up something new and shiny. So that is the bittersweetness of it all. And I have some awesome stuff waiting to be restored. So as much as I love hot dogging, and Albert too, shout out to Albert Pinball Nerds. He loved the game too. I know you wanted it, brother, but literally kind of happened, like I thought about it forever, and when I decided to actually let it go, it actually happened real quick. I got a text saying, okay, I'm gonna probably show up today. I'm like, oh, okay. And then a little later on, I was like, it's like, oh, I'll be there in 30 minutes. I'm like, okay. I didn't have time to really even have a farewell game. So, yeah, that happened. That was yesterday. So, sad day for hot dogging. Whoa, don't drop. But I do have, here's the thing. I've got the space, but I have to discipline myself and finish other things before I start new thing. So that's what I'm doing right now. So back to so I flipped the playfield over because the top side is done. And come on, zoomy. There we go. So I just kind of panning around and investigating what I'm going to have to address. There's missing pop bumper stuff there. Oh, these 2 wires, where do they go? I don't know where they go yet. I'm going to have to find that out. Oh yeah, I've got all the pop bumper boards all restored and ready to go, so those can go on at some point. But the main thing that I'm starting with is this sling kicker. It was mangled, and I'll show you. So I'll show you bracket number 1. It's not 90 degrees. So I removed a bracket from that parts playfield. I just cleaned it all up, and then I realized, it's not exactly 90 degrees either. So then I went to my lower playfield, parts playfield, and found a nice 90 degree bracket. So there's your degrees of 90 degrees. Now I'm going to obviously use this guy. So not only was the bracket broken, that might have been the reason why. Here's the kicker portion of it, that this link is broken. So I've got it all torn apart. So this normally would go there, but so I have another kicker here, so I can probably steal parts from that, which shouldn't be a problem. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to give it a new sleeve while I'm at it. This hasn't been changed since 1981. And that's what I'm going to start with. And then I notice there's a wire off here that goes to this transistor. These, okay, I gotta find a screw for this guy. This is for the display. Oh, gotta find a display, which isn't a problem. I have one of those. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna replace both these whole flipper assemblies, because I have literally 2 complete flipper assemblies. Where are they now? Are they in here? I'm pretty sure somewhere that I have 2 complete flipper assemblies. They don't have the right coils in them, but that's okay. I just got to swap the coils and boom, that'll be that taken care of. And then I'll rebuild the other 2 flippers. So there's that. Drop targets, I want to replace all the drop targets probably, because they have overspray on them. And probably gonna have to take the whole mechs apart. Probably be best to clean them up and change them that way. This bulb was broken. I removed that. I'm gonna have to check all of these bulbs, make sure that these are 313s. These are the special, like 24 volts. What does this say? I don't know what that says. If it's 24 volts, it's probably okay. I don't think it says 44 or 47, so that's good, but can't really read that. So those all have to be 313 bulbs. And anything else that was obvious? Let's take a quick another look around here. That's for a pop bumper board. There's the other flipper. Pop bumper appears to be okay. Sort of an up kicker. And I'll clean every single switch. Check on these relay switches, make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. But got a couple rusty sockets. Might have to change a couple sockets, but the only problem is or I could do socket modifications where like you take this wire and you solder it directly to here instead of it having to travel through all this corroded portion. So I might do socket mods, and then because you don't want to really stick this in the playfield and then have to change sockets, because that would be a pain. It's so much easier to do it when it's out. So if I suspect anything, it's best to just do it while it's on the rotisserie and not while it's in the machine. That looks okay. That looks okay. These pop bumpers. Uh-oh. What is going on here? Okay. Okay, it's okay. She's a little dirty, that's for sure. Look at that. And my hand's gonna be black after working on this thing. Okay, so I got my work cut out for me. But once I do all of this, then I can literally bring in one of the nice restored cabinets that Kevin did, shout out, and put together this bad boy. So I should be able to make some decent progress in a couple hours here, and then probably wrap it up and do our typical Thursday night Mega Touch action with Jamie, if she's home. Okay, so here is the part I stole off of that playfield. Turns out there is a left and a right, so this mech itself wouldn't have worked, but I stole the plunger and link off of it. And then here's the old sleeve, so that goes into the parts bin. This goes into the garbage bin, and this has been reassembled, switch has been cleaned, and boom, it actually works now. So that's one thing off the checklist. It's a good start. I'll just keep on rolling. Maybe I'll do the drop target next. This thing needs some love. Alright, once again, my parts playfield comes through for me. Check out all the parts I scavenged off of it. I've got a coil, the bracket, the rest of the coil, new coil sleeve, and the screws. And then it became clear where these wires go onto the coil that is missing. And I kept some extra length just in case they cut that wire short. And I double checked the 1496 coil. It was hard to see, but if you looked really closely, you can see a 9.6 there and a 9.6 there, but it never hurts to have the manual handy. Pop bumpers 1496. That came from a pop bumper, so doesn't hurt to double check. But now that all those parts are in hand, this should be simple. So let's see. Yep, okay. Well, I'll clean that up a bit. Clean the switches and make sure everything's good to go, and then I'll show you the finished result. Okay, I was just removing this switch and cleaning it up. And do you notice? Slight hiccup. Missing the top switch blade. That would go right here to make contact with this guy there. So I have to take this whole thing apart and then add in a blade in there. I've got lots of blades, lots of spare parts, so shouldn't be a problem. Okay, I started taking the switch stack apart and I broke the last spacer. There's some of the parts there. I leave one screw in so the whole thing doesn't fall apart on me. Tried to find a switchblade in my pile there. I didn't. Tried to find a switchblade on this. I didn't. I went over to this guy here and I found an entire switch stack, which was perfect, so I had to disassemble that, and boom, look what I got. Clean the switch already. Exactly what I need. And I stole a new spacer as well. So I just need to add that and solder it on, and then I can reassemble now. Alright, pop bumper is basically complete. I just got to figure out which wire goes where. I have another playfield in storage, so I'll take a look at that and I should get the answer pretty quickly. That's completely missing on this playfield over here, so that's not helpful. So yep, and I cleaned and oh, did I install that on the wrong side? Oh no, look at this. Look what I just discovered. This switch stack here is missing both blades, and that makes me think, oh, actually the other one, I don't know if you can see, it does actually have both blades. So, did I? Oh, I made a boo-boo. As I'm looking at it right here, this blade is supposed to be on the other side, which isn't that much of a problem, except I spent some good time aligning the spoon so perfectly to the pop bumper post there. The skirt, the little pointy thing of the skirt there. That is got to be centered, or else it just doesn't work very well. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll just take you through my little trick that I remember using before, and I'm going to use it again. Now that I know that that pop bumper is perfectly aligned, I will actually draw on here. That way, when I remove it and then put the switch in the correct spot, then I will be able to put it in the exact same spot without having to realign everything. Because when I aligned it, I didn't have this whole assembly attached, and it was much easier to gauge. So, other than putting the switch in the right spot and then adjusting that switch, I've already checked the bottom switch here. Then I'll have to adjust that. But, you know, technically, that mech is basically done, and the kicker's done, and, you know, I basically spent 2 hours on 2 mechs, so 1 mech an hour, so, you know, another 20 hours, and I should be good to go on this playfield. Maybe more, but maybe not. And then just because I had my soldering station out, I soldered this wire that was loose. So there's that. Now, I don't know if I'm going to progress much more or not, so maybe the end of the video, or it may not. You never know. That's the shenanigander way. Okay, so I did a couple sort of easier things just so I could feel like I made more progress. Installed a tested and recharged known working display. All I was missing was one of these screws out of the 4, and found one in my bin, no problem. And then I decided to install the 4 modded and tested pop bumper boards. So 4, 8, 12, 16 screws there, and boom, pop bumper boards are installed. Then I thought I would check the bulbs for the window here, and so far it ain't looking so good. 44. Now these are like 6.3 volts, I believe, and it's a 24 volt circuit. This says 44 Italy on it. I zoomed in and was able to read it. So just for fun, I thought we would test these bulbs, and I'm betting that every single one of them is blown. So, please don't break my phone. Okay, so this is my little bulb tester, and this is I got a bulb here that I know that works. Voila. And then 3, 6, 7. So there's 8 bulbs in the window there. And what happens when you put in the wrong bulbs? You blow every single bulb. Can't run 12 or 24 volts, whatever it is, to a bulb that's designed for 6 volts. So, as suspected, all those bulbs are toast and garbage. So, I'm going to install the proper bulbs. And that'll probably, maybe this time, be the end of this back to the black hole video. Okay, sorry, I just don't know when to quit. But this is something I found in my stash a while back, and I was saving for a rainy day. So they are in fact 24 volt 313 bulbs. This is some new old stock action. Try not to break any. They appear to be in good condition. Yep. I was actually missing, or I missed one, and I recounted a few times, and I do believe that there are 9 313 bulbs. So let's, maybe, yeah, okay. One second. Ah, good old trusty Dremel with my bit that I like already in it. We'll give them all a little bit of a cleaning. 3, 4, 5. That's the one that was hiding on me. 6, 7, 8, 9. Did I miss any? Did I miss you? I lost count again. I can't count up to 9. It's difficult. sometimes. But for some reason, when I did my other black hole, I thought there were 10. So I was like looking around a bunch, and I noticed, can you see this? You can't really see that. But there is a bracket there, and I'm like, what is that bracket? It's just like this bracket. There's just missing a screw to hold the wire bundle in place. So I'm sure I can muster up a screw, tie that back into place, and hey, I have one bulb left, therefore I must have covered them all. That way I don't have to count up to 9 again. Okay, so I have that now done. I still got a long way to go, but I am pretty happy about the dent I put in this so far. Now that I kind of got the ball re-rolling, I'm more motivated to keep it rolling. So next on the list is probably checking all the fuses. I believe that is the only bank of fuses on this playfield. Check the fuse clips, make sure they're correct amperage and that they're all tested and working. And if they're a little corrody, then I will clean up the fuse clips and the fuses and or change the fuses. So that'll probably be the next thing, nice and simple. And then once I have more time, I'll get into rebuilding all the other pop bumpers and the flippers and the drop target assemblies. Yay, black hole.